What is going on, guys? I'm gonna start off this video just by saying, if you aren't subscribed, make sure to go subscribe right now. Leave a like button on the video, just because this is the best time of the year. You guys are subscribed. You know how much I love free agency and the draft. Offseason is my favorite part of this whole situation, and we're already started off to a bang. So please subscribe to stay in the loop with all the videos I'm gonna be posting throughout the offseason, because this is my favorite time of the year. So the discussions and the conversations that we've been having are great. We got to get more and more people involved in it. Because this is just insane. I'm gonna be doing a free agency recap. I work in a couple hours for the rest of the night, because obviously this YouTube is not a job for me. Not even close to it yet. But no, so I'm not gonna be able to follow up with stuff past 4 p.m. my time. So I just want to start off. It's about 1 o'clock my time. I just kind of want to start off by going through what's happened right now in the league. Just kind of show on here, and I think the best way to do that is probably to go to Rap Sheet. And let's just go through what's been happening in the league. Because the first thing we want to start off with is the DeAndre Hopkins trade. And that's obviously we're going to start off with that. Let's go down and find it. Here's the full deal. So DeAndre Hopkins and a 4th-round pick to the Cardinals for David Johnson, a 2nd-round pick this year, and a 4th-round pick next year. So basically, cancel the 4th-round. I'm sorry, cancel the 4th-round picks out. DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson in a second. Wow. I live in Arizona, for those who don't know. This is insane. This is insane. David Johnson, as much as he was a great running back, his issues this year were not just because of injuries, the injury concerns that he's had, but he's kind of at a point where he has all this money guaranteed for him. So, and they can't cut him because it's such a big salary dump that he knows he has a contract. And with his injuries, he's kind of just playing scared now. He doesn't want to get hurt anymore, so he's not really putting in the effort that he used to be putting in 2016 when he was one of the best guys. So basically, it was a salary dump. David Johnson and a 2nd-round pick for a 4th-round pick from the Texans would have been a perfect trade. Because that's a salary dump. Cardinals fans would have been happy with it. You get David Johnson off the books. You got Kenyon Drake, everything. DeAndre Hopkins coming. This is arguably the best receiver. Personally, I think he's the best receiver in the NFL, hands down. I think it's him, Julio, and Michael Thomas. I think those are the top 3. Then I kind of throw in Devontae Adams, Diggs. That's my perspective at least. But to have him go join a Kingsbury offense with Kyler Murray, who was really hitting his stride, the rookie of the year, was hitting their strides at the end of the year. They had a really solid season. They're in a tough division. The Rams are imploding. They're trying to get rid of Gurley. The 49ers are good. They just paid Eric Armstead a bag, but we don't know how they're going to bounce back next year after what happened in the Super Bowl. But they're pretty much solid. And then the Seahawks are a wild card team. Cardinals are leaps and bounds above a lot of teams right now. In reality, the team has 2 needs, and they're not even that huge. They need a right tackle, maybe some interior offensive line help, and they need D tackle. Other than that, they're solid. Hassan Reddick has actually been doing pretty solid, especially with the team. Jordan Hicks in the middle linebacker position was insanely good last year. Chandler Jones is arguably the best edge rusher in the game right now, with his production. Patrick Peterson and Byron Murphy are huge on the outside. Budda Baker at the safety position was really good. And then you go over to the offense. They just paid Humphreys. They still have the number 9 pick, or number 8 pick, They can go get a right tackle like a Wirfs or a Thomas or whoever they want to get there. With Kyler Murray, Kenyon Drake, who's perfect for this offense. He was the perfect running back. He was insanely good last year. Throw in there, you still have Larry with Hopkins, Christian Kirk. You have Isabella for another slot option. This is a team that's going to be so fun to watch next year. I can't wait to go to some games. It's crazy that the Texans did this. They've been trying to get rid of Hopkins for the past 2 years, and it's kind of weird. I compare this to the Odell Beckham deal, and it's comparatively so bad. When Odell got traded, the Giants not only got a 1st-round pick that year, which was a mid-1st-round pick, which turned into Dexter Lawrence, one of the best rookie D linemen in the league last year. They got Jabril Peppers, who was a bona fide starter, but is closing into his prime, which he's still a couple years away, but a very, very solid safety, very solid safety. He had a great year with the Giants last year. And on top of that, they got that 3rd-round pick they turned into Zimenez. So to get a future star safety, a 1st-round pick, and a 3rd-round pick for Odell, like that was a good asking price. That made sense. That made sense. And a lot of people, if you look at the team last year, it looked like the Giants won the trade for a little while last year. We'll see how that keeps going, but this one, it doesn't matter what happens. It's a loss for the. Even if David Johnson goes back to being the 2016 back, trading DeAndre Hopkins and a fourth for that's leaps and bounds bad. I can't believe it. I don't know how. I don't know how the Steve Keim and the Cardinals pulled that one off, but the Kingsbury offense is going to be so much fun, and the league now that DeAndre Hopkins is in Arizona, the league is actually going to notice the Cardinals more. Because when you look at it, Kyler Murray, people were mad he got Offensive Rookie of the Year. They didn't really see his production. Kenyon Drake, when he was there, no one really cared about him unless you were in fantasy. People like Larry, but you look at Chandler Jones, he has 18.5 sacks. No one bats an eye. No one even knows how great Budda Baker is just because he's in Arizona. So it's huge. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I love free agency, man. I love free agency because the stuff like this happens, and it's just awesome. But we're going to move on to stuff. I mean, we're 6 minutes in, and we've just talked about Hopkins, but obviously it's a big deal. Once again, leave a like on the video if you're enjoying. A lot of stuff. The Raiders signed Nick Kwiatkowski. That's big just because they need a linebacker. This is another big one, too. Blake Jarwin staying with the Cowboys for 24 and a quarter mil. For 3 years, that's big. He was no doubt their best tight end last year. Was way better than Witten and everybody else. They had Schultz and everybody. So for them to keep him is huge. I thought they were gonna have to let him go just because of trying to get Amari, but Amari's in the free agent market right now, and I don't know if they're gonna be able to bring him back. Excuse me, real quick. Sorry, I'm still sick. I've been sick for over a week. Kind of sucks, but Austin Hooper going to Cleveland. This is a move I want to talk about too. Cleveland, why'd you fire Dorsey if you're going to make Dorsey moves? Why'd you do it? Why did you do it? Cleveland is so fixated on how do we get big names here? How do we get the talent here? When they did that last year and it didn't work. You have David Njoku, a first-round tight end, and he's shown production before. He just was hurt last year. A first-round tight end, unless you can trade him for another first, which you cannot right now. Why would you get Austin Hooper on top of him? Are you going to play Hooper, Njoku, Odell, Landry, Chubb, Hunt? Are you going to play all of them at the same time? Because Hunt has a second-round tender, so most likely he's not going to get signed. I mean, I just don't understand the move. They're paying him a bag when they still have no offensive line. They have J.C. Treader, and they have I'm forgetting the guard's name. I don't know why I'm forgetting the name, but they have a center and a guard, right? No tackles. They need another guard because they got rid of Zeitler last year for Olivier Vernon, which was hilarious as well. You go to their safeties. They have Demarius Randall, who's been injured, but he's a good starter. He's also up there. He's getting like 29, I think he is, 28 or 29. They just cut Morgan Burnett, so they're missing a safety. They need help in that safety department. They could probably use another corner because they were injured last year. They kind of needed a little bit of help. They let Scobert go. Christian Kirksey signed with the Packers. They need linebacker help. And also, Ogunjobi, he had a pretty good year, but they still need D-line help. Garrett and Ogunjobi are pretty much the bright spots. Other than that, they need help. Man, I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Why are you wasting all this money on a tight end when you need other things? And the whole reason that Baker had such a bad year last year is because he wasn't protected. Are you trying to get Baker out of Cleveland? Is because Baker's not the guy for these guys? I don't know. I just don't agree with the Austin Hooper move. Then we go here. Dolphins are getting Shaq Lawson last year, 6.5 sacks. I like Shaq Lawson. I think he's really good. 3-year deal worth $30 million. The thing I don't agree with, and it's going to be farther down, I believe, that's the same deal they paid Eric Flowers. Eric Flowers, the former Giants bust at tackle. He's been passed along through teams. He played for the Redskins last year. He was decent. He was decent. To pay Eric Flowers the same thing you're paying Shaq Lawson is a mistake. $10 million a year for Eric Flowers. As a Giants fan, I can tell you he is not worth that. No matter what production you're getting out of him, he's not worth that. And I get the Dolphins need linemen, but that's just ridiculous. But Dolphins giving Shaq Lawson 3-year deal, $30 million. I think that's good. That's not an over expensive deal for him. You need edge rushers. I think that now you can spend one of those first round picks on maybe a running back. Because obviously I think you're getting to a you'll be able to avoid getting an edge rusher, and you have one here, and that's really good to pair along with Christian Wilkins. Ravens trading Hayden Hurst to the Falcons, that's big. Mark Andrews took over. I thought Mark Andrews was the best tight end in that class anyway, so Hayden Hurst was always a surprise in the first round. But to get a second round pick back from them this year and a fifth round pick and give up a fourth in Hurst, I think that's a solid trade there. And then that fifth round pick, they already flipped it for Calais Campbell. So basically, they got it. Basically Baltimore traded. They traded Hayden Hurst and a fourth round pick for a second round pick and Calais Campbell. So I think that's very solid for them. We already talked about kind of how the Gurley's kind of on the trade block. Hopefully, maybe something will break. If something breaks here, I got my phone with me. If something breaks, we'll know. Colts have been talking to Rivers. I think it's going to be done. I think they want him for the next couple of years, at least to transition before they get a quarterback, probably next year. Let's keep going down, see what else is next. Yeah, that Hooper deal is insane to me. Ben Watson retired, one of the better tight ends throughout the past few decades. Tom Brady is between Tampa and New England, and I think Tampa is getting him because we'll get to him later a little bit. But Tampa they franchise tagged Shaq Barrett, and that means that they didn't do Winston, which means Winston's a free agent. And if Winston's a free agent, I think they bring in Tom Brady now because those were his teams that we've been reported, Tampa or New England. So if you get Brady into Tampa, you still have your best edge rusher on the side. That's going to be huge for you. I think that's a great move for them. I think that Barrett was the better pick. I think you can still sign Jameis if you need to, but going after Brady would be really big for Tampa, especially with the new uniforms coming out, a fresh new face. I think that's very good for the brand. Anthony Harris, who had a career year last year, staying with the Vikings on a franchise tag, that's big for them. They needed that safety help. Him and Harrison Smith are terrifying. Amari Cooper is hitting the free agent market, and that is insane to me. They traded that first round pick for him, and it looked great, but now they're not getting him back, and that's all because of the cap situation they created for themselves. You got Zeke's contract kicking in, and after this season, you have now Dak on a franchise tag, which is huge, and you're gonna have to hammer out a deal with him. You paid DeMarcus Lawrence, and the production really wasn't as good as you wanted from him last year. You're having to let go of all these guys. Byron Jones is going to be free agent. He's probably going to get the biggest contract corner's ever gotten because of his talent. Amari Cooper, he's probably going to get paid a bag from like a Miami or something like that. Miami's looking at Melvin Gordon as well. To get Melvin Gordon and maybe Amari Cooper, that'd be really big for them, especially with their draft picks. I can't wait to see where Amari goes. Stephon Diggs is apparently on the trade block. He keeps saying that something's going to happen, so to keep looking out for that. So I'm interested to see where Diggs goes. I'm a huge Diggs fan. I love Diggs. I don't like how he's in Minnesota because they just disrespect him too much. They love Thielen, and I understand that they love Thielen, but it's ridiculous how much he gets disrespected a lot of times where he'll be wide open on plays and he's waving his hand and the throw will go to Johnson or it'll go to CJ Ham or something. It's ridiculous, to be honest. That notification I just got on my phone, it's just Britton Colquitt staying with the Vikings, 3-year, $9 million extension. Great, one of the best punters probably of all time, to be honest. Steelers released Anthony Chickillo because they tagged Bud Dupree, which is good. The transition tag to Kenyon Drake is huge. They need to keep him in-house. He does amazing. Let's see. This is the Eric Flowers one. $10 million a year, which is insane. The Kirk Cousins new deal, 2 years for $66 million. He's staying with $33 million a year. I like Cousins. I thought it was better for them to let his deal end at the end of this year. But to keep him through the next 2 years, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Kirk's good. I just don't think that it's worth your next 3 years of quarterbacking. I think that you could maybe extend him at the end of the year. Maybe that'd probably be better. Because now you're locked into him. They also got CJ Ham to say they're a Pro Bowler this year. Really, really solid. Then we go down over here. AJ Green got tagged. We knew that Joe Burrow wants to play with him, so they'll be doing that. Falcons released Devontae Freeman, but they also released Desmond Trufant as well. That is huge because I have no clue what the Falcons are going to do. Freeman had a bad year. He was injured. They let Coleman go last year, and he had a great year in San Francisco, in my opinion. So they're going to have to look at a running back maybe in the draft. They have 2 second-rounders now, I believe, with the Hayden Hurst deal, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, I mean, it's going to suck because you really – I mean, Ito Smith maybe steps into the starting role. I don't know. I don't think Ito Smith is really a starter. And then same with corner. Desmond Trufant, you have no other corners, and you had to let Trufant go because of the salary, I guess. But that's crazy. We talked about Bud Dupree. I think that's really good. Him and TJ Watt on the sides is just great. Christian Kirksey going back to play with Mike Patine in Green Bay. Green Bay, man. Green Bay's defense just gets better and better. I love their defense. I love what Green Bay's got going for them. I hope that they keep going. I hope they get another weapon in the draft this year, because if they get that, their team's gonna be really solid, and I think they can take that next step. Like we said, Shaq Barrett's gonna be there. Yeah, I think that the Chiefs plan to do Damian Williams. Desmond Trufant's cut. Devin McCourty got paid last night, and Tannehill got paid. I like the Tannehill contract. A lot of people are kind of confused about it. I'm a big fan of it. I think that he deserved it, especially with how he was playing. I think it was worth every bit of it. So we're gonna go here. Make sure no other news are there. Bears are trying to look at Andy Dalton and Nick Foles. I think Mitch Trubisky's gonna win the job no matter what. Oh, here we go. Whoa, massive deal right before blockbuster. The 49ers are trading. Oh, let's pull it up. Let's just pull it up. Come on, refresh. The 49ers are trading Pro Bowl D lineman DeForest Buckner to the Colts in exchange for a first-round pick. Trade and deal. Colts trade first-round pick, 13th overall. Whoa, that's the Jordan Love pick that we thought they were going to take Love. So they're going Rivers. They have to go Rivers. To the 49ers for DeForest Buckner. And he's agreed to a massive contract that pays him $21 million a year. Highest D tackle, second highest behind Aaron Donald. Okay, so here's the tweet should be pulled up now. It's not refreshing for whatever reason. Maybe it'll be on my homepage. There it is. Yeah, that's crazy. Initial reaction to it, I don't know for the Colts. DeForest Buckner's insane. I agree that he was worth the first round pick. I think he's going to do really well on that D line. Darius Leonard on that defense as well. Malik Hooker's going to be healthy. I think it's solid, but the 13th pick though, that's a high pick. I mean, if you wanted a D tackle, you could have got Javon Kinlaw at that point. And I don't think it would be much of a difference if you really wanted a D tackle at that point, but you could have got so much better. You could have got a Jerry Jeudy probably at that point, or maybe even a CeeDee Lamb if you fell. You could have got Jordan Love. So the Jordan Love to the Colts rumors are pretty much done, but the 49ers getting the 13th pick. Whew. What are the 49ers going to do? They're probably going to trade that pick, I'd say, huh? I think they trade it. I think they'll trade the pick. They'll probably send that pick and their late first rounder and probably get like another superstar. Maybe they get Stephon Diggs. Wouldn't that be crazy? You heard it here first. We're 17 minutes in the video. I'm going to end it here. Right now it's 1:05 Pacific time. So if anything else happens after this wouldn't be in the video. Let me know if I did guess the Stephon Diggs trade, because that'd be insane. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for me. Obviously, if you are new, subscribe. We go through draft coverage and off-season coverage, anything NFL right here on this channel. If you haven't checked out any of the 7-round mock drafts, go see if your team is done. If not, comment down below what your team is, and we'll be looking to start on that as well. Obviously, that this is a lot going to be happening, so a lot of videos are going to be coming out this week. I'll probably pump them out as much as I can. But of course, if you haven't already, just hit that subscribe button. If you want to turn notifications on, it helped me out a lot to keep up with the loop. If you did like the video, make sure to like the video as well. If you didn't, just refresh the page, go through it again, see if you like it again the second time. And without further ado, that's going to be it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next time.